I don't think that we're very different from a lot of organizations where we have data siloed in a lot of different areas. We have ownership by business owners, and they have their group of data fields that they want, and then another group, and they have their own data fields. So the major complaint across the organization was that we couldn't get integrated data. We wanted to move out of these silos, so we needed some kind of assistance to help us integrate data from across these different groups in our organization. And I don't think that we're alone in that challenge. The other challenge we had was that we never really put in a systematic data governance program. We had data governance, again, in these small groups. So credentialing had rules about how they were going to enter data, how they had what kind of abbreviations they would have. But then finance had a different set of rules. Other groups didn't have rules at all. So there was no integrated data governance across the entire enterprise. So we're starting on that data governance journey hand in hand with the implementation of an MDM tool. And then, as I mentioned before, the great desire, the great power of data is in integration, being able to leverage data across all these groups. But when you don't have a consistent set of data to integrate it with, it just makes it that much more difficult. There's a lot of manual intervention to try to fit the pieces together, and that just doesn't work for an organization of our size and the rate that we're expanding. So we had a homegrown data warehouse. So we'd been in the data world ourselves for 2.5 decades, and we had been growing this homegrown data warehouse ourselves. Within it, we had, actually, I should step back. So within our individual business owners, there are opportunities, and there were owners that were using their existing systems like Salesforce or other types of technology that we have to master data within their own system. And that's great for one system. So if you have just credentialing data and you just want to share that data with somebody else, that works. And so we started out that way. The other part to that was this data warehouse that we had homegrown. And we did try to master data in our homegrown data warehouse as well. As we discovered in our this new EDW project that included the MDM Profisee tool, when we started digging through the code, we discovered that there had been a lot of hard coding to maintain master data within the system. It was all in SQL code. It was hard to maintain. In fact, it had not been maintained over the 2.5 decades that we'd had this data warehouse. There was no transparency in how the rules were made. In fact, it was so buried that we actually didn't see it until we peeled back the onion, so to speak. There's a lot of effort to maintain it. We had data engineers hired to do that. And then there was really actually no oversight with the business owners who were the source of that data in terms of how that data was being matched, or survivorship rules, or any of those kinds of things. So it was very buried in there and very difficult to manage.